Some time back I bought an Osprey Aether 70 Pro rucksack, which I quite like the look of. I wanted to get the weight of my rucksack down, and I wanted to get something a bit newer fabric on. One of my older ones was starting to give me a bit of concern, so I decided to invest in one of these. So I've done a bit of research, and I was going to do a review of it, but I had a bit of an accident and wasn't able to use it for about a year, so I'm a bit late in getting a review of it done. I have got to be using it quite a bit recently, and from the time I used it before my accident until and then my more recent trips with it, I've had a pretty good use out of it, and there's some things I like about it, some things I definitely don't. It's now been replaced, so if you're trying to buy one, you can still buy them online. A lot of retailers have still got these ones, but they've now been changed to the Aether Pro 75, so it's got another 5 litres of capacity, and they've changed some of the design. I'll talk about that later. But we'll have a look at this one. So this is loaded up from a trip I done the other day, still loaded, and I'll go through the pack and just show you a couple of things about it. Right, so this pack, it weighs in at 1.9 kilograms. 1.89, 1.9 kilograms. So not the heaviest, not the most ultra lightweight pack on the market, but certainly quite a lightweight one. Now you can make it lighter because this floating lid comes off, and the two side pockets can come off. You can also strip off straps and what have you and bring the weight down to about 1.4 or 1.5 kilograms. This is it, sort of set up for standard heavy load that I would be carrying. So you've got straps at the bottom to take a sleeping mat, one main compartment, you've got one pocket on the lid, so this floating lid here, one pocket, and then you have a zip pocket here on the side, on this hip belt pocket, and you have a pocket here which opens up. It can't be zipped closed. It's got a cinch on it. It's got an elasticated cinch that you can close, and that's the thing that I really do not like about this pack, and I'll come on to that in a second. So main pack, like that. We can take off the lid. That's just four quick release clips. On the lid there you've got some extra straps if you wanted to attach more elasticated bungees or straps. You can attach equipment on there, so that's pretty much that. Now when you take that off, you have an elasticated, you have a drawstring closure here. There's also inside a closure just to secure anything inside. So you can close that over. Then for security, close that up. And then you have a new lid, this part here. Now this isn't removable. If you don't use it, if you're using the other, if you're using the floating lid, then you can just sort of fold that out of the way. Otherwise that folds down here and just attaches on with the same straps that you would use to close the floating lid. Your capacity comes down quite a few litres by doing so. But I was out the other day and I managed without the floating lid for the first time. Normally I've got the thing rammed up pretty tight, but I managed out with that for an overnight camp, all my gear, food, water, and this was the kind of setup that I had. When you open up the lid, you have your drawstring. Open up the drawstring. You also have this strap inside here, which just tightens everything up, keeps things in place inside. And then all you have is one large compartment. There's no other pockets apart from the one for the hydration bladder. There's no zip access anywhere. There's no secret ways in. It's just one big compartment. So you see, this is a pocket where the you can fix a hydration bladder, and there's a little hanger there which just threads through. Most of them have got a hook on them, and then the tube comes up through the back, comes out right in the middle, which means you can move it to the left or to the right depending on what size you prefer it on. Right, so the hip pockets, they're both removable, and this one absolutely fine. It's got that loop there, which I think you can use for attaching your walking poles. That's part of the stow on the go system. So you can put the handle through here, and put the bottom of your poles through there, and you can basically put your walking poles out of the way while you're if you need your hands for anything. So the pocket, side pocket, nice big capacity. You can get quite a lot in there, and it's removable. The other pocket, again, it's removable, and I've got that sitting in place just now. So there's little tabs that go behind the frame, and by removing those and unclipping the pocket, you can take that off completely, and I'll tell you why I'm taking this one off. So that's that pocket there. As you can see, it's just a pouch. There's a cinch cord on here, which means you can close it off slightly. So the main thing I would have used that for is a water bottle. And every time you bend over, your water bottle would end up just disappearing. They're cracked, one water bottle. So see, that's just absolutely useless. So on the new Osprey Aether Pro 75, they've actually done away with this pocket by the looks of it. It's 2 zip pockets, and I just wish I'd got one of those instead. So in the meantime, I've made a wee modification, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay, my first solution was to get a bottle and just use a carabiner to hold it in place so that it wouldn't fall. So that stopped it from hitting the deck, but it did mean that you were left with this thing hanging off your rucksack every time you bent over to pick something up. So I decided that just wasn't good enough. I came up with a different idea. So what I did next was I took this strap from an old Osprey rucksack that I had. I thought that the clips might have been compatible, but as it was a slightly different size. So I took the whole strap, and then I was able to use this part here in much the same way as that little clip had been on the original one. So I slipped that through there. As you see, that locks quite securely in place. And then this end, I had to replace the clip here, so I had to take the one off the rucksack and fix that on. And then I was able to fit these pouches that I had in place on here. So I've now got two hard shell cases on here which I use for my glasses and for GPS, and they do a far better job, and they sit in place there. So that just leaves the back system. So you can see there's adjustable shoulder supports here which can bring it in and out. The back system is ventilated. You will still get sweaty, but it's got a level of ventilation on it here. So there's two shoulder straps which have got adjustment there to put them either tight into you or to loosen the bag off away from your body. You've got an adjustable back system which you can adjust for height. It's got very heavy velcro in there, so you can move this up and down. The back system is ventilated. There's a mesh on here and foam, but you will still get sweaty. You'd better wearing clothing that is suitable for that, so no cotton. Breathable fabrics are better. So the back is supported by two aluminium rods which give it a nice rigid feel to it, and it's a very rigid hip belt, so it's not one of these little flimsy things. So all in all, not a bad pack. I found it in use, I found it very comfortable. Sometimes when you're out and you come to an obstacle, maybe something you have to climb over, you want to put your poles away, but you don't want to be taking your rucksack off every time you have to do this. So Osprey have a stow and the go system. Fold up your poles. It's the bottom in this little elasticated part here, and on the shoulder strap you'll find an elasticated section. Just pull that elasticated loop over the handles of your poles, and then there's a small loop. Pull that forward and your poles are now secured out of the way so that you can use your hands for climbing or whatever. And to release them, just push forward. This will release, and it's just a reverse of them on. All in all, the Osprey Aether 70 Pro is quite a good pack. Quite versatile. You can strip it down so it's quite very lightweight. Pockets off it for a very sleek look, or you can build it up for the longer trips when you're carrying a heavier load for winter gear. So yeah, I'd really recommend it, with the misgivings of the pouch. So now that you can buy the upgraded version, I'd probably go for that. But you can still buy this one online. You'll probably get a good discount by shopping about. If you are buying the new Osprey pack and you're a Mountaineering Scotland member, you do get a 40% discount through their website. So if you go to the Mountaineering Scotland website and check out the members discounts, you'll find that you get a discount on Osprey rucksacks and other products. So it's well worth considering if you're going to be buying one of their packs. Thanks for watching. Hope this has been useful to you. Bye bye.